Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, as always, Paisano. As you can see, the seat next to me is empty. Genevieve is not going to be with us tonight. She had kind of a long day and is very tired. So, let's let her sleep. Young people need their sleep. Tonight, we're going to talk about Van Morrison and a very early album by the name of Astral Weeks. Now, this is his second studio album. The first one being, a little pop-oriented. This one is unlike anything you'll ever hear in your life. Just freeform songs. The musicians, the jazz musicians that he hired, I will name them later on in the video, said they were used to be given charts to follow. There were no charts for this. He would play them the songs on an acoustic guitar and say, play what you feel. And it gives off a very loose vibe, no doubt. Now, the songs on here are very, very open to interpretation, in my opinion. I know they have quite a bit to do with his life up to that point. I believe he was only 23 when he did this album. And, reflecting on his youth and his upbringing in Ireland. And the first time I heard this album after I bought it, I think I was probably 13 or 14, it didn't make that much sense to me. It makes a lot more sense to me now, or I can feel that it makes more sense to me now. It helps to have lived a little bit, I think. I don't think a 13 or 14-year-old could have an accurate grasp on what's going on here. I think it would help to fall in love a couple of times and have your heart broken a couple of times. I don't think any of that would hurt your listening experience at all. He had a whole bunch of contractual troubles with his former label, Bang Records. Go on Wikipedia and read about it. It's very involved. And he cranked this album out in a couple of days, I think. We're going to stop there and talk about subscriptions. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk about rock and roll here. And if you've been watching for some time and not yet subscribed, shame on you. Please subscribe. I love subscriptions and I love comments. Keep them coming. All right, back to Van Morrison. Let's go over the track listing. Side 1, labeled In the Beginning, starts off with the title track, Astral Weeks. Beside You, Sweet Thing, Cypress Avenue. Cypress Avenue is a very nice song with harpsichord, and it played by Larry Fallon, who is the conductor. He was the conductor and arranger for this album. He's not listed as an actual musician, but he played the harpsichord on Cypress Avenue. One of the best songs on here. Side 2, titled Afterwards, starts off with The Way Young Lovers Do, followed by Madam George, Ballerina, and Slim Slow Slider. Some very long songs on here, ranging from 3 minutes and 10 seconds to 9 minutes and 25 seconds, and everything in between. Very good listen. Has a very slight, I wouldn't even call it a skip, during Madam George. But overall the record sounds fantastic. The musicians, I believe, are all jazz jazz musicians. I know next to nothing about jazz. If anybody knows anything about these, the musicians on this album, please feel free to chime in and educate Paisano. Van Morrison, of course, vocals and guitar. Jay Berliner, guitar. Richard Davis, bass. Connie Kay on drums. John Payne, flute and soprano saxophone. Warren Smith Jr., percussion and vibraphone. Yeah, I bought this album a very, very long time ago. Probably at Strawberries down the South Shore Plaza. Let's take a look at the vinyl. This came out on Warner Brothers. This came out in 1968, I believe. So obviously this is a reissue from the 80s. We go, classic Warner Brothers label. All right. Tune in on Monday night. Paisano will draw another album for review and discussion. Grab the Pittsburgh Pirates hat, run my fingers through it, and pick out a good one. Listen to it during the week and give you my honest and heartfelt thoughts on it next weekend. So until Monday night, thank you and good night, YouTube.